Skipper gone. Gilligan one smart Marubi. Welcome back, everyone, to S1E1, a show where each week we pick a different sitcom, watch just the first televised episode, and forgetting anything we might know about the future run of that show, rate it and decide if it's a show we want to greenlight or cancel. This week we're going to be talking about Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island went 99 episodes over 3 seasons on CBS. Today we're talking about episode 1, which is called Two on a Raft, originally airing September 26th, 1964. So to get things started, I'm Jay Gags. With me as always, the boys, all the boys, Joe, Berg, Nick, and the rest. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Gordo, one smart
What
Marubi.
the fuck?
Sorry, you're our Gilligan. You are clearly our Gilligan.
No, he'd be the professor in Marianne.
No one's the professor. I will say that for sure. But Gordo, you're our Gilligan.
So this is the final week 5 of Mother's Month for the entire month of May in honor of Mother's Day. We did a whole month. Each one of our moms picked a show for us to do. This is the final week. Ferg's mom's pick, Gilligan's Island. Ferg, any reason explained for this one, or is she just named a show?
This was like pulling teeth. So, my mom, we're doing this. We need each of you to pick a show, a sitcom. What's a sitcom? Blah blah blah. This is a sitcom. Like,
Don't expect Mother's Month 2026.
This is not happening again.
No.
then it turned to, oh, I don't know. I didn't watch much TV. I'm like, well, think about it. Week later, do you have anything? No, I really can't think of anything. I report to Jay. I'm like, she doesn't have anything. She doesn't know what a sitcom. It's trash stuff. List stuff. So I just listed off a bunch of stuff from when I'm not even gonna say she was younger because she's old, but I just remembered shows we watched, and she fell on Gilligan's Island. She would have done I Love Lucy, and she probably would have done Perfect Strangers. I know she loved Perfect Strangers, but you know, both of those shows we've already covered. So Gilligan won.
we got Gilligan's Island, which is the second Sherwood Schwartz show that we're doing this month. So Brady Bunch we did to start off.
Sherwood Schwartz wanted to make a Gilligan's Island reboot, like right before he died, with Michael Cera as Gilligan, and I'm so glad that did not happen.
Yeah, that would.
I kind of wish that happened.
I wish that happened. That would
I
have been
kind of
great.
wish that happened.
Even if it was a train wreck, that would have been great.
I don't know if you could do a show like this. Honestly, I don't think, no matter the casting, I don't think this show can ever work modern day. It's just too hokey.
This show doesn't work
Yeah.
in 1962.
I know. Well, we'll get into some of that stuff too.
It's interesting too. This show got canceled. Well, they were gonna cancel Gunsmoke and make room for more Gilligan's Island. And then at like the last minute, they were like, actually, no. They canceled Gilligan's Island, and Gunsmoke went like another 8 seasons, I think.
Well, you know what kind of fucks it up too? Like I said, it's technically 98 episodes because there was an unaired pilot that got aired like later on. But that's so close to the 100 episode mark, which completely changes your syndication, royalties and stuff. And look now, like this is a show that currently isn't available on any streamers unless you pay for it. For those of you who want to watch, it's like, you know, you're gonna pay like the $1.99 to watch it on Amazon or something.
Kind of messed up they came that close and they made 2 movies. It's like
3 movies.
There's 3? Oh, well, can't the movies
Not that it
count?
didn't get syndication. Obviously, we all saw our share of it. You know, it definitely, that was kind of like the big golden marker was the 100 episode mark. Like so close. And only over 3 seasons, which modern day, like, you know, if you get 10 episodes out of a season for a show now, it seems like a lot.
I hate that. Like, I hate the short seasons where you get
me too.
now.
I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of get it too, because when you really think about, like, Gilligan's Island's a really good example, actually, because there's 99 episodes, but like how much quality is really in those 99 episodes? Whereas nowadays you're getting 12 episodes, but they're all like movie quality episodes.
Well, that's the thing. But like when you have your like more standard multicams that still exist, you should be able to pump out a little bit more. Like I get the stuff that's shot more cinematically. This show here, this episode, I feel like they could have did in a day. I would be shocked if it took more than a couple days to do all this.
I will say this though, doubling back on your 199 episode, It is $1.99 in standard definition, but $3.99 in HD. This show does not need to be seen in HD.
I was going to say,
by the way.
I hope you didn't buy the HD version.
No. That was an easy $2 purchase. Luckily, I had Amazon points, but
You standard definition bitch.
like most things I'll buy, even movies I love that look shitty, like an 80s direct to video, like shot on a video camera movie. If they're like HD 4K Blu-ray, I'm like, fuck yeah, we're gonna watch this. Gilligan's Island, I was like, I'm not paying more than $1.99 for this standard definition of this. Fuck that.
IMDb 7.4, Rotten Tomatoes 90% critic, 76 audience. Sounds about right. I mean, this is one of those shows, beloved show.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Mr. Hale paid off Rotten Tomatoes?
I mean, his money had to go somewhere. He was a billionaire in the early 60s. That is the most insane amount of money to think of now.
I know, yeah.
I also feel like it must have been a joke because, like, how many billionaires were there at this time? When, like, the billionaire.
I would say none.
Like,
Yeah.
that's a crazy amount of money.
Do they
But
say
you know what's funny?
billionaire?
In the song,
Yeah, do they say
He's known as-
billionaire?
he's millionaire, but he's described in this episode as a billionaire.
As a billionaire. They say it on the radio.
Well, he wasn't there to go and do all of his stock trades, so he lost a lot of money.
He probably
and now he's a
lost, yeah,
millionaire.
because the skipper didn't get those trades in for him.
To be fair, though, he usually lost a lot of his money, too, because he made bad stock choices because he has such bad eyesight. He's Mr. Magoo.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Rockefeller was the first billionaire.
Okay.
Okay, and that shows how big of a deal it is, because I still say to this day to Kelsey, I'm like, what were we, the fucking Rockefellers? Like, whenever something's too expensive.
No, the dude
So,
was
like,
legit. At the time of his death in 1937, his net worth was an estimated $1.4 billion, which is like $30 billion today.
And what was Thurston Howell's at the time of death?
I don't know.
Roughly the same.
Love her.
Before we get started, also, I want to remind you guys, S1E1pod.com is where you can find all our socials and where to follow us, things like that, if our merch page. So hit us up. We've actually, today, specifically the day we're recording this is coming out a couple weeks later, we got like multiple people hitting us up, so it was really cool to hear from you guys. We try to get back as soon as we can, so keep it up with that.
Yeah, lots of love today. Except for Reddit, where everybody's rotten.
No, write us directly. Reddit's mean people. Reach out directly where we'll actually be able to speak to you and not be in a deluge of fucking insanity like Reddit seems to offer.
I mean, to get right into the show, so it starts off with the theme. The theme, again, is one of those, it's a classic. It was
Iconic.
re-recorded after season 1. So I think everyone kind of knows the Gilligan's Island song for the most part if you're listening to this. Like, I don't know if there's much need to sing it, but the intro...
Sing it! Sing
I don't
it!
do it.
I don't...
Sing it!
Let's sit right back and we'll hear a tale. It's very like Burl Ives sort of song, right? Like it's very deep voiced.
I didn't realize until like kind of doing my homework that Sharon Schwartz wrote the song.
It was like the last thing he did too. Like before he just like
It was basically like, hey guy, the show's about to come out. We need a song.
I mean, that's the beauty of a catchy sitcom jingle, though, right? Like it doesn't have to be
Exactly.
complicated. Somebody can just fucking write it and be like, it's a people on a boat.
So this jingle basically tells you the entire story of what the theme of the show is, and the video accompanies it. And what I think is good for this show, because this is a very gimmicky show, this is a show that they explain it to you right in the intro, and then you could just jump into this weird shit without having to like give us much explanation.
because an episode of them like all like getting on the boat before they meet each other, like schmoozing on the boat, then the storm on the boat, then the crash, like it wouldn't have been as good as
Yeah, you
just
don't need it
waking up.
in. So this intro like expedites all that, and it's perfect for this kind of show.
Nick, I agree with you, except for my one sticking point watching this, and I will preface with, as a kid, I fucking loved Gilligan's Island. As a 39-year-old man watching this, being like, why is the millionaire a movie star, a person who won this trip in a contest, all on a shitty fishing boat out of Honolulu, and being like, this is the greatest prize of all
Great
time.
question.
He's a
yeah.
fucking billionaire. Why is he on the boat from a perfect storm? Called the
Yeah.
Minnow. Don't get on a boat called the Minnow. Not a big fish. This is bad for everybody.
FYI, do you know why it's called the Minnow?
No.
It's not about a fish. The commissioner of the FCC at the time, his name was Newton Minnow. And he was the head of the FCC in 1961. Sherwood Schwartz very much disliked him because at one point Newton Minnow said, "Television is America's vast wasteland." And so he named the ship that inevitably sunk and, fucked everything up after him.
Way better than Brigador Titanic.
They ended up becoming like buddies after that, though. So
yeah, they did end up mending the ship.
Also, names are so different now. We're like, this is my
Newton, Minnow, and Sherwood Schwartz.
yeah, Newton, Minnow, and Sherwood. I don't think those are. Yeah, you're not going to hear that in like the school roll call in 2025. Sadly,
Thurston Howell, like
Thurston Howell. Yeah, but like
that has rich guy vibes. Like, it's smart. Name your kid Thurston. He's probably going to end up being rich.
yeah. Now, if you name your kid Thurston, that was probably some weird Sonic Youth thing, and nobody wants that.
I like that you learn everybody's name in this very first episode because it was the skipper, the professor, like.
And you get some of their actual names in this episode, but it feels pointless to call the skipper anything but the skipper, even though his name is actually mentioned in the
Because I was going to say, I never even heard his name mentioned, and it is only mentioned in the first 2 episodes and never again.
Yeah, Gilligan's name never. Gilligan's actually his last name. Sherwood Schwartz had said if Gilligan were to have a name, if it ever needed to come up, it would have been Willie, but it never once came up.
Old Willie Gilligan.
Willie Gilligan is fun to say. I said it when I read that. Willie Gilligan. I was like, damn, I wish they had used that. So he had it, but he never actually used it.
But it's never, ever used.
That is a good writing thing, though, to be like, look, it's there. The character has the
just
name.
in case.
Yeah.
Old Willie Gilligan.
So one thing I want to say before we even get any further is this is certainly a show, and we've said this with other shows before, is not meant for us to do what we do to shows. There's going to be a lot of holes here, but we'll go over them. But shows like this are not meant for dissecting because, boy, do you have to just kind of turn your brain off and have fun with these.
Those aren't holes, those are shark bites.
Yes, perfectly cut shark bites. So yeah, we get out of the intro, and then in the first scene, we see like the island that they're on. This whole thing's being filmed in Hawaii, by the way.
Yeah, they're coming from Honolulu. That's where like the port is that they went on this trip.
And they actually filmed in Hawaii too. So like this is like legit.
Did they?
Hawaii.
I thought they filmed in L.A.
I saw that they were in Hawaii. There's no like beach like that in.
There's like establishing shots are from an island off Oahu in Hawaii, but they were actually filmed
okay.
They're actually filmed in Los Angeles because the lagoon that you see where they're like building the boat and stuff like that is the same set as the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, all right.
You know what's wild to think of too, that was only like, I don't know what, 10-ish years before this, and how different in time. I mean, 1964 for like a weird cultural reference is like the year the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan. Like the world changed exponentially this year.
So we're seeing the island that they're all on, and Skipper wakes up. He's on the boat. A lot of them, they all just kind of slept on the boat. I'm assuming that it was choppy water. But somehow they all slept right through it. Like it was just like a regular, but everyone's asleep.
Yeah, this was weird.
Yeah.
I think you're to get that they all passed out and like during the
or like
storm.
were knocked unconscious or something.
They were all
But
under
somehow
blankets.
all of them weren't knocked off of the tiny fucking fishing boat that they
That's
were
true.
on.
Gordo just mentioned they were all under blankets. They like made so they're getting knocked around in this storm at night, and they were just like, "Let's go to bed." Woke up on an island.
Maybe because Skip. It stopped with Skipper already up. Maybe he was like, look at the darlings," and he covered them all up.
Yeah. That's probably it.
I think that's like a skipper technique, right? You're like, if the passengers fall asleep in the tiny boat, pull out the blankets we keep somewhere and put them over them.
So he wakes up. He gets out of the boat. He wakes up Gilligan. He's like, "All right, come on, like let's go," and to start working on some stuff. Gilligan wakes up and just sees the skipper out of the boat and assumes he's in the water, doesn't notice that it's sand, and goes, "Man overboard," and then just jumps into the sand.
The way he leaps out of the boat killed me because the camera's like him like jumping over the camera belly flop style. It was great.
He's a very good physical actor.
Oh yeah.
What's sad about this, if you look up the cast of all, like this whole cast, right, where you like look up most of them, they usually just like TV, but like so much of their careers, like if you look up Gilligan, most of his career is like he either played himself or Gilligan, or in his hometown or the town he moved to, he just showed up at things with like, "Hey, it's a car wash, it's me, Gilligan," and like took $100.
Do you know who turned down the role of Gilligan? Jerry Van Dyke.
That would have been a very different show.
No, but it made me realize how similar they are. They're incredibly, especially at this time. You got to think My Mother the Car era, Jerry Van Dyke.
Yeah.
So, well, that's the thing. I don't know if you knew this, but the reason he didn't do the show was he didn't want to be in an ensemble cast.
I only work with cars. I'm like, okay, Jerry, thank you.
He wanted a show that was like more like his own thing. You know what I mean? Like his brother had.
His own vehicle?
I specifically try to avoid using the word for that reason. But ironically, My Mother the Car comes out a year later. This is the show. So he didn't specifically turn this down for that show, but it was the idea that he wanted to star individually on a show.
So can I ask a dumb question here?
You do every week.
Yeah, well, okay, well, then I'm going to ask it anyways. You just said an ensemble cast. For idiots like me and maybe some listeners, what would define an ensemble
There's no main
cast?
character.
Okay, yeah. So even though it's Gilligan's Island, this whole cast that we have right now, where we see like, what is it, 7 of them or whatever?
Yeah.
They all pretty much get equal time on screen for the most part. As much as you joke, like, like The Office is another show like that. I mean, shows where like everyone a lot of workplace comedies where like there might be like 1 or 2 main people on the show, but like for the most part, the show works because everyone's got like a pretty big slice.
Okay.
It's usually a workplace comedy because you're in a place where there's a lot of people in the main location of the show.
Okay.
So like shows we've cut like Superstore, you know what I mean? Like is another example.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like for Jerry Van Dyke, he looked at Gilligan's Island and goes, well, then I'm just one of a group, so he wanted to be the star.
Not for nothing, but like wasn't as good as his brother.
No, but he's still pretty good. I think we noted, and you guys can listen back, we did My Mother the Car, which was a terrible show. He was still great. Like, I think he's very funny. He's very charming, especially when we saw him at that age, because I think we grew up seeing him on Coach, which we also did. Yeah, like, I think he could have been a great Gilligan, but in hindsight, I mean, looking back, that show ends up being way bigger. But to Joe's point, maybe he's Gilligan for the rest of his life after that. So,
Yeah.
I think getting Coach later on propels him way further than anybody else in this cast.
I mean, also, it's Hollywood, too. Like, there's so many potential butterfly effects for casting.
Yeah.
Like, Carol O'Connor was almost the skipper in this. And it's just,
well, he
there's
was
so
off
many.
it. he
Yeah,
said,
And Will Smith was almost Neo.
Yeah, right. Things like that happen.
And the thing is, too, like, I mean, if we're all being perfectly honest, too, like Gilligan's Island, as big of a show as it is, like when you look at that whole cast, Gilligan included, you can't usually name a lot of people. Like Bob Denver as Gilligan is not like a name that comes off the top of everyone's heads really easy.
Yeah.
Gilligan supersedes Bob Denver.
Yeah.
Jerry Van Dyke is known above any character he played. Now, maybe that's because none of them are quite as iconic, but nonetheless.
I just feel bad every time you see a picture of him from the 80s. And like he popped into shows all the time as we were kids, right? Like you'd see Bob Denver pop into like Roseanne or something. But like you just see so many pictures of him like outside in the 80s in the Gilligan outfit, 45 with a cigarette,
Denver.
just looking so sad. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
little buddy, I feel so
Yeah.
fucking bad for you.
What's that movie? Back to the Beach. He has a cameo in that with Skipper.
Skipper and him, they're the bartenders, right?
Yeah.
With Pee Wee Herman, also R.I.P.
Griffin Bird.
So we cut to a little later on, and everyone from the boat's like sitting in a circle together, and they're all listening to like this portable radio, which apparently has infinite batteries because I think they use it throughout the entire show. And while they're listening to the radio, it's a broadcast about the situation that they're all in, about the boat that had gone missing. So they're all listening to that. I think it's funny because it's giving you that little bit of extra exposition that you might have not got from the intro, where it's telling you each person that's on the boat and a little bit about them. One thing that I noticed is as they're going through every single person, when they're going over the passengers and they get to Marianne, Marianne's just like, she's an attractive young brunette. like,
Yeah.
like, why would that be how you described over the radio?
Because what else has she done?
Yeah, but they could just say like, oh, just works at a general store at so and so town.
What would you rather have? If I was missing on a cruise ship and the news was like, no, an attractive young brunette, I'd be like, okay, cool, we're there. I'm one of those things.
Well,
but
the funny thing too, though, is like why it was like and the rest, and they didn't mention yet the professor
Oh yeah, we
and
should have gone
Marianne.
past that because there's some interesting. It's not 100% for sure. I guess it's speculative, but
He didn't think that the professor and Marianne would be prominent characters.
Professor's the most important character on the whole show.
Agreed, but What I don't understand is how you could have 7 characters on a desert fucking island and not consider them all prominent characters.
Right, that one of them would just be off doing something else one day. Yeah.
Well, maybe they got captured by the Moabi tribe or whatever it was.
Well, no. Well, so here's the thing that this is the part that is not 100% officially known, but is believed to be true. Apparently, in Tina Louise's contract, she's the one who played Ginger. It said that she would be the last person named in the intro. Because, like, you know how usually it's like there's the star, or like the star's kind of mentioned in the front or back end, and featuring so and so. So, according to what's believed to be true, the contract said she was the last person named. So that's how it's like the movie star and the rest. But then the rest ends up being 2 people, and it was actually Bob Denver who, going into season 2, demanded that they be added to the song and actually protested production unless they changed it.
Was it Bob Denver or Alan Hale? I thought it was Alan Hale.
I read that it was Bob Denver that protested.
Right.
It could have been
I don't
both. And imagine if you're Ginger at that point, like you go through like a season and like there's only 7 of you and being like, no, keep him out of the song.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then actually doing it?
That's the thing that happened through the 70s too. They're like, that only really stopped probably in the early 90s. Like the one I always think of is Towering Inferno with Paul Newman and Steve McQueen. They were like, well, what do we do? We've got the 2 biggest movie stars in the world. And the agreement they had was, you can be first, but you're lower on the poster. And you can be second, but you'll be higher on the poster. And that's like the way they like, you know, made egomaniacs be able to do shit like that. Like, it's so weird to think of now, but that's how it was.
It's just funny that like, and the rest was the best they could come up with.
And some motherfucking people like, okay, thank you.
And the rest.
And I think I guess if Shearer and Schwartz had thought that the other 2 would have been bigger in the show, which he should have, they would have wrote it in a different order. So the movie star could have been at the end of a jingle anyways.
He says that he doesn't think they're going to have prominent roles. The professor, I think, has the most dialogue of anybody.
Yeah.
What is he thinking? I don't get it.
He has so much of this episode.
He's the only reason they're alive.
Yes. And for the whole series, too. The only
He's just
reason they're
slaving
alive
away,
is the
making
professor.
shellac.
And putty.
Yeah. So after this radio broadcast happens, after they're done talking about them, the next thing that's getting mentioned is like the stock market stuff, like the Dow Jones, and the professor goes to turn the radio off, and that's when Thurston's like, wait a minute, this is the best part. And he's like,
I feel like everybody has to do one lover.
Oh,
like, you have to do the
lover.
voice once. Yeah.
I love that became the snooty rich guy voice by default after the show. Like,
Yeah, this literally created like stuffy rich guy voice. It's a great point.
now we cut to a little later on, and we see Gilligan standing over like the framework of a raft that he's working on, and calls a skipper over to come, and he's like, hey, look, I finished it. He's like, oh, that's great. Wait, this isn't finished. He's like, no, the sign. And the sign says Gilligan Raft Maker. Oh, Gilligan.
you know what I appreciate about this pilot, though, is anyone that's ever watched Gilligan's Island has probably said, why don't they just build a raft to get home? And this pilot cuts that out, like, so they take that off the table right away, why you cannot build a raft to get off Gilligan's Island.
They use the best way too. It's like, because they like talk about it where they're like, it could be bad waves, it could be bad weather, we could get a storm, but they're like, there could be fucking sharks. Like, that stops everybody in their tracks. Like, oh, sharks? Sorry, done.
Not the skipper.
Nah, man, you just punch him in the snoz, you know?
Yeah.
Right in the knish.
Well, what if you're like a really angry shark, like the son of Jaws, who chased the Jaws family all the way to Hawaii in Jaws 4 to exact revenge 25 years later? I don't trust sharks because of that movie.
The shark that roars.
Yeah, that literally chased. He's like, I know where they are. I will swim across
can
2
sense 'em.
oceans and find them at a fucking theme park.
Not as bad as a Sharknado.
That's true.
The professor walks over. He's trying to explain, like, this can't work, and for all the reasons mentioned. And every time he gives, like, a good point, like, Gilligan's like, oh, never mind. And he goes to, like, put, whatever bamboo shoot is in his hand away. And then, the skipper keeps yelling at him to keep working. Professor gets him a little spooked. He says this entire venture is suicidal. And then Gilligan's like, Skipper, maybe the professor's right. Like, maybe, this is a nice little island. Let's just stick around for a while.
Why is the skipper still in charge? Like, you marooned everyone on this island.
I
You
don't know. I
lose
still
that
think like
ability.
that's what you're trained, right? If you work on a boat, like you got to follow the command.
I will say, too, one thing to think about this is that this is post-World War II, where like this is a generation of service who like every one of those people would have probably fought in World War II. Professor in real life like was like a Purple Heart medal guy who got shot down in Japan. Like if somebody's a person in charge, I think in that generation, you like yes sir, like we do. Like that guy's the fucking captain. We follow him whether it's good or bad.
Did anybody else think the professor looks exactly like James Remar?
Yeah, totally. I got that.
Gordo, who's James Remar?
I have no idea who James Remar is, and I don't think any of you do too.
Have you seen The Warriors?
No,
or
everybody
Dexter?
everybody here knows who he is. You acted like that nobody would ever know who he is, though. And it's just you because you don't watch anything culturally relevant.
Nope.
He's one of the main people in The Warriors. He's in a million things.
Did you watch Dexter?
No, I didn't watch Dexter.
Did you see the first Fast and the Furious?
No, why would I watch that garbage?
How fucking dare you?
It's
How
garbage.
fucking dare
Oh, we
you.
ride fast. Family.
Gordo, you can't say it's garbage. You
Hey,
haven't
if you've never seen it,
I've seen it. It's garbage.
I mean, to be fair, that first movie is garbage. They don't get good
It's
until
good
4,
garbage,
but-
okay?
The
It's
first
good
one's the only
garbage.
good one.
No, they get good at 4.
The fact that Joe loves those movies is like one of those things I'll never understand. Like, it's right up there with the fact that Ferg likes black beans. It's like odd facts that like I can't make sense of.
The second you see Jason Statham at the very last moment of Fast and Furious 3, which is a terrible movie, you go, oh, this is going to get good. And then all of a sudden it's safes getting dragged around and planes and submarines. It's so fun. Robots happen in that movie. They go to space. Oh, they're so fucking fun.
They go to space in a car.
They go to space in a car. They go in a fucking Soviet submarine and somehow know how to navigate it. Those movies are so fucking fun.
They just roll up
they're
the
great,
windows
yeah.
and drive underwater.
There is like I always say, if anybody, because this comes up sometimes, they're like, why do you like those movies? In Fast X, Jason Momoa is literally just playing Jack Nicholson as the Joker in 1989. And there is a scene where he's just talking to dead bodies while doing his nails. That is maybe one of the greatest scenes in cinema history.
So he's playing Jack Nicholson. When was Jack Nicholson getting his nails done in Batman 89?
No, I'm saying he's playing a scene that feels like Batman 89 as the Joker while he's getting his nails done. I will send you just the scene and you will go like, I get it. Yeah, it's basically the love that Joker scene.
Garbage. All of it.
You've never seen it.
It's a rare time. I'm going to agree with Gordo.
I don't want to see it.
You're missing out. You're missing out on good, cheesy action. It's good.
Yeah, I'm with Ferg. I'm Nick on this one.
No, Ferg is with me.
Yeah, so Ferg, you're siding with Hitler on this one. Why are you doing this?
All right. Well, that seems like a good cutting point. So moving forward, we cut to the two girls and we see Marion and Ginger and they're together like sewing like a sail together for the raft. Gilligan walks over to check it out and they show it to him. He's like, wait a minute, are those my socks? Like, yeah, we need to finish up. And like they show that they like stitched SOS into the sail using socks and things like that. Now, wouldn't that just like weigh it down though?
No.
Yeah, they're not bright. And they're also wasting clothes that you're going to need.
I mean, you know, they say in a survival situation, a good thing to need is dry socks.
Yeah, it gets cold also at night.
The show Naked and Afraid says otherwise.
Well, that's why they're afraid.
In this point, though, I think they're all pretty confident that, like, oh, they're gonna go to shore and they're gonna get a rescue team. Like, I don't think
Nobody's
it's
worried.
anyone's
There's
mind.
no sense of urgency besides the skipper and maybe the professor. Nobody else gives a shit. that
Well,
they're
I think
stranded.
everyone just kind of feels like this isn't going to be a long-term like problem. Like, I think everyone still has like high hopes.
That's why, though, I think, to Nick's point, the professor and the skipper are so smart because they're like, this is fucking bad. This is not good. We're marooned on an island in 1964. There's no good things are going to happen.
If everyone's upset and panicking the entire episode, it's not funny. You know what I mean? So you kind of need to have some semblance of like calm to keep this from just being like, this is a comedy show. This isn't a cinematic like desert island type of thing.
The fact that they left from Hawaii and then they're on some random island and people do know they're lost, I feel like they'd be found pretty quick. The way I would have wrote it is they're on an island in the Bermuda Triangle where you can say that's why no one can find them. They're lost to the world, something like that.
Yeah, like cartographers probably figured out most of the islands around Honolulu in the 60s.
Yeah.
When was like the Bermuda Triangle like a big talking point though? Was that like
when we were
hap-
kids?
Yeah, I feel no, not always. Like I don't know if that was like really a thing yet.
I mean, when we were a kid, it was a big thing, and like, didn't Amelia Earhart, didn't she disappear in the Bermuda Triangle?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like the 40s they started talking about it.
Allegedly.
The Bermuda Triangle is fucking way bigger
Okay.
than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like almost up to Massachusetts.
Not even close, but
It is.
In
No.
size,
We have our own triangle.
The northernmost point is in Bermuda, which is like off the coast of South Carolina.
You know, Bermuda, close to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
We vacation there often.
We have our own triangle here in Bridgewater, where spooky stuff happens.
Look, there's a lot of spooky stuff in Massachusetts for sure. However, not near Bermuda. You know that Beach Boys song where they're like, Massachusetts, you know I want to take you down to Kokomo. It's like, oh, I forgot the Massachusetts part of that song.
So much better.
It's almost up to Massachusetts.
I know. I feel like we really like, for all the things we get on him for, the fact that he said that the Bermuda Triangle almost comes up to Massachusetts, we kind of let slide. Not totally, but didn't jump on him as aggressively as we should
Yeah,
have.
Nantucket, Bermuda.
No, he only gets one per episode, and we let it slide that he didn't know what an ensemble cast was.
I was asking for the fans.
Oh, for other people. My bad.
Oh, you were asking for the other adults who didn't know the word ensemble. I'm sorry.
Asking for a friend.
I would assume, and you never know, shouldn't assume, many teachers told me it makes an ass out of you and me. But most people who listen to a podcast about sitcoms know what an ensemble cast is.
You know, what happens if we get somebody who doesn't, and then we just educated them?
I imagine they'll, look it up on the device.
Joe,
they're
don't
listening
talk to
the
me about
podcast
using
on.
technology.
Gordon,
You
did
were-
you think it
you
was in
were going
Massachusetts
back
because
and
you looked
forth
at this
about-
picture?
Yeah, see?
This picture makes it look bigger, but it's the smaller part where it's like really low.
You never want to focus on the smaller part. I mean, technically, this is an ensemble cast, right?
Us?
This
yeah.
show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
call it,
us? Oh, our show.
Yeah, it's an ensemble podcast.
Yeah. So Gilligan looks at the sale. He's like, oh, great. I'll bring this over to the skipper right now. It's like, well, don't you want to read it? And he's like, sauce? Like SOS. Oh, I read it upside down.
You're a seaman, damn it! You should know what SOS is.
He's literally a first mate on a boat and has no idea what SOS is. He should know semaphore.
Also, don't give him the pass that reading it upside down would still read SOS.
Sure. Also true. And if ABBA taught us anything about SOS. Also, this week is Eurovision, right? I think.
Oh joy.
Eurovision is fun to watch at the beginning. It's bad once you get to the point where it's the same people playing the same songs over and over again, but like the first few weeks is pretty fun.
Yeah, there's always something goofy that comes out of it.
Yeah, Gordo, there's usually one band who are like, they're a metal band who speak in some crazy language and wear outfits where I'm like, that's a band Gordo would go see live and then tell us like, dude, throat singing metal is like the new thing that you're all gonna get into.
There was that one year where Lordy won that group when they're all monsters. They're almost like Guar Light.
I think they were Italian.
I think Finland.
Oh, Finland maybe? Yeah. We did watch that season.
I wish we had an Italian guar so bad. Just shooting marinara into the crowd.
I'm glad Guar is still a thing,
Italian.
but like, I kind of wish Guar stopped. I feel like Guar should have stopped when Dave Brockie passed away. Like, I feel like it shouldn't keep going on because like it'll be a weird thing. Like again, like Kiss, right? Where it's like, well, we can get new people to make up. It's like that's not the same. Like nobody wants that.
Well, this is definitely the worst possible show to talk about guar. With that in mind,
Well, they did write a song called Jacques Cousteau, which is about seeking stuff on the ocean.
I love guar so much, and I don't think they're the same without Dave Brockie, but who's to tell a band that you should have to quit for something like that? And if you can still tour and make money and like live your lives doing something you enjoy, then keep doing it.
I'm with you on that now, where I'm like, imagine if any band I was ever in, people were like, we want to see your band. I'd be like, I'll do this till I'm 100. That's fair.
No, I want to bow out gracefully, so I'm just going to go home and get a different job.
And if you like Guar and Gilligan's Island, tune into our Holliston episode for more about Guar.
Gilligan heads back to the skipper, and now we see like the raft is a little bit more raft looking, and
Rafty.
they're like kind of doing finishing touches. It's like this is when like Gilligan needs to like shellac it, but the shellac is like made out of, well, we don't know at first, so we just see like the skipper working on something, and Gilligan's just like licking out of a bucket, like he's using like a leaf as a paintbrush and just like eating eating it. It looks so awkward. The shellac was made out of what was like coconut and sugar.
This is also why I felt like Gilligan was like Gordo. Gordo, our entire lives, we've known each other all, 30-something years now. You would just eat and eat and eat and never gain any weight. Like, Gilligan is like this like stick whose like joke is constantly eating.
Yeah.
It caught up to me.
The fuck it did.
You can say that. You're still a very
Yeah,
thin
you
man.
fucking poor thing. You sack of shit.
I got a fat tummy now.
We were the same weight. We ate the same. I got fat. You stayed the same.
And it caught up to me now.
Gordo, it caught up to you in a way, though, that you could lose that weight in 3 weeks.
No, not necessarily.
Yes. Gordo, if I didn't eat for 3 whole weeks, you wouldn't know. Like,
It's Coca-Cola weight.
Fuck you!
That-
Gordo, I tried to support you with that soda I posted the other day. I was like, you guys should try this, and I got no love from you.
He's drinking a Coke right now.
not sponsored by Coke. I'm sneaking them in at 1 a.m.
that orange Coke?
It is. It's Coke Zero, orange cream Coke Zero.
That's too many words in a soda.
Joe, what kind of polar do you drink?
Orange cranberry, I think.
That's too many words in a soda.
Coke Zero orange.
It's orange cream.
Orange cream? Yeah, that's more words.
It's 2 words.
Suck it.
Are you
words
talking about
more, yeah.
syllables? If we're talking about syllables,
Oh, we're
then
going
maybe.
syllabic now? Guys, can you tell we don't want to talk about Gilligan's Island? We're fighting about soda? Holy shit.
There's someone who's like, I love Gilligan's Island. And they're like, never mind.
So we're together. They don't like soda. Gordo's fat. No more listening. We're done.
Guar? Soda?
So it's like Googling guar.
So anyways, yeah, the skipper gets mad at Gilligan for eating all the shellac and tells him to get back to work. Turns around, like trips up on the rope. After that, Gilligan walks up to him. He's like, this would be great frozen. A shellaxicle.
Also, shellac, not a word you hear often anymore.
Well, how many times do you need to shellac something?
Like a deck. Or like, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like pretty rare, right?
Unless you're like a carpenter.
And then he's like, oh, and where's the putty that the professor made? Oh, the putty is delicious. He made it out of crushed mangoes and berry seeds.
I'm fine with this joke if it ended here, but it continues on with him eating everything throughout the entire episode, and it got very old to me.
I ate the sail, Skipper. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ, move on. Yeah.
I can understand, like, in my head, I was like, all right, I can maybe understand shellac that's like coconut and sugar, because like I can see it being like this binding or whatever. But then like putty that's made out of mangoes and berry seeds, like, no, I think you just made sorbet.
I'd like a world where the professor's just lying to Gilligan what's in the ingredients, and it's like mud and cum. Like,
Ugh.
Professors come. Hey, Ginger, don't drip that out of you real quick. Sorry that I.
Hey, professor, got any more of that shellac? No, dude, I'm tired.
the professor and Marianne, indeed.
You think he would have eaten the sail with it, because who wouldn't want sauce to accompany?
So right now, the professor actually walks up and he's holding. I never knew for sure. It's like one of those tribal necklaces. But is that supposed to be like shark teeth, or is that supposed to be like whittled bones?
I think it was bones.
I thought teeth, but
Because they kind of look almost like fangs from like a tiger or something. You know what I mean?
This is why I should have paid the extra $2 for HD. I was like, I don't know. I think it's bones.
But I know it's one of those like typical, like we've all seen them a million times, but I never like took 2 seconds to even think about what it actually is supposed to be.
is it like an ulafala?
I think it's whatever like a tribesman kills. It's like a trophy you wear. So if it's like if you killed like a cheetah, you'd wear its like
Cheetah
its
bones.
tooth or its bones, or kill a human, you have his molar.
Or his ears.
Oh yeah, the ears.
So the professor walks up with it and he's like, hey, like, look what I found. And he's saying that it looks like a native arrowhead to him. He's like, and I got the ceremonial mask. It looks like the work of the savage Marubi tribe. If you took a shot every time Marubi was said in this episode, you would not be able to drive home.
Also, I looked up the Marubis, not a real thing. There are the Marubos, who are a Brazilian tribe. According to Gordo's logic of triangles, I guess probably maybe close to Hawaii, but pretty far away.
That part of Brazil that's near Massachusetts?
Pretty sure, yeah.
So yeah, anyways, like the thing with the Marubi tribe, the professor's trying to explain is like, well, they still exist as a tribe and they might be on one of the nearby islands. So if you guys are about to go off on a raft, you could very well like end up on one of the islands that they're at. And like these guys are headhunters.
There are still some islands that have like tribal people who have never like experienced the Western world. And there's like rules to that where it's like, first of all, you can't go visit them because like they don't have immunity to the stuff we have immunity to. And there was a story maybe a couple of years ago where some guy who's like a Christian ministry guy, whatever you call it, he like rode out to one of these islands. He was like, I'm with his camera, of course, because it's fucking whatever. He's like, I'm gonna go and teach them about Jesus, and they ate that guy's head so fucking quick.
Did they kill him?
You're like, you idiot! What are you doing?
What we need to do is get one of those drone light shows over their area.
What budget do you think? Who's we? Us?
First of all, bad idea. Second of all, you're like, no, they love Zeppelin laser light show.
Yeah, we'll do that right after we buy TV
we have to
land.
sell all our statues. Next scene, we see Thurston and his wife, and they're walking up to the skipper and Gilligan. Thurston has basically like, hey, while you're gone, I have like this list of things I need you to do for the skipper, and it's basically just like all his trades that he needs to do for the stock market.
What a dolt.
Like, I do appreciate that being like, fuck the rich guy, right? Like, I don't know. I have like a money market account with not a lot of money in it, but like, I don't know what stocks are happening. Like, and I get people do that, and it's great, but like, people who know that stuff, I think is like, you're painted as a villain on a TV show immediately.
Right. But then in fairness, if we're going to look at this character, right, even though like all he seems to think about is like money, the guy's a billionaire. And then on top of the fact that he's a billionaire, he's someone who is currently stranded after like almost dying in a shipwreck, and he's still doing work. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, the day trades are in. Like I got to get, like, if it's possible, I need to get these, like, for all the money he has, he's not coasting. He's still like thinking about work. He's not letting other people handle his business. So it's kind of admirable in a way. It's not presented that way on the show, but when you think about it,
maybe he shouldn't have taken a boat trip on a tiny boat with a bunch of people when he's a billionaire.
I like that he's humble.
Yeah, it was only supposed to be a 3-hour tour.
If he was humble, he wouldn't have taken all of his luggage with him.
Maybe he was thinking about buying it.
You know what's kind of funny, actually, thinking about it? This cast, I feel like you could have gotten away with, instead of the millionaire and his wife, it could have been like the millionaire and his assistant. You know what I mean? Like that kind of would have made more sense to have with him in the situation. Yeah. Because when you think of like, why would he have all this stuff with him or that, like, it would make sense for him to have like a handler.
I feel like though that would have been weird because this would have been like a Mad Men scenario. It's like the millionaire and his 22-year-old secretary. We're like, oh, I don't know what that means.
We would spend the entire episode talking about them fucking if it was a secretary or whatever, assistant.
Well, you don't know what's going on in the background. I mean, he may have been doing it with Lovey too. Who knows? They might have like a very loving relationship where they still are very physical.
That's why his name is Thurston, because he's thirsty.
Old thirst trap Thurston.
His assistant could have been a man.
Yeah. Then what?
Not in the 60s.
But also, that doesn't change. He could have been sleeping with his male assistant too.
And did you see the thing that that Lovey on the show, she like had it that they would never do close-ups of her face because she didn't want
she was
people
13 years older.
Yeah, she didn't want people to know how old she was. Like the whole run of the show, no one knew. She was born in 1900.
That's the crazy thing about this cast too, where like nobody's alive.
No,
everybody was born either in. I mean, I don't think anybody. I think she's the oldest, right? So 1900.
She's the oldest,
like
by a good chunk.
She was in middle school when the Titanic sank. That is fucking bananas.
She was conceived in the 1800s.
Yeah,
like Bob Denver was born in 35, so like she's 35 years older than Gilligan. So it's not like they're all that age, but nonetheless.
I thought like we were supposed to know she's older.
She's older, but she's even like she's significantly older than like Thurston is as well. You know what I mean? Like she's and as a woman, sounds like she was a little insecure about quite how old she was, so she wanted that to be slightly hidden from television.
But also fair too, if you're like, I'm 64 in 1964 when television's like, here's Nancy Sinatra. You're like, can you shoot me like a wide angle? Like I totally get that.
And then speaking of, while the demands are going on for this quick trip, she also wants them to get in touch with Mrs. Van Hampton because they missed a party as a result of the shipwreck. It basically just send our regards.
I wish it was Mrs. Van Halen, and this is a very different story.
Yeah. They're the most, like, I guess, like, out of, like, I don't want to say out of touch. The most, like, yeah, like, unaware of the severity of the situation they're in.
Which is kind of interesting because you'd think they'd be so used to being pampered that like them being out of their element.
They should almost be the most panicked because they're out of their comfort zone. Yeah, it's like almost like they should be handling it the opposite.
But again, not to talk about like, past the pilot, but we've all watched Gilligan's Island and like they basically live like they're on a resort the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even in this episode, he's still golfing. He's just doing it with a stick and a seashell.
But give him the ingenuity that he figures that out, right?
You know the professor did.
I was gonna say.
I have that in my notes for later when it came up, but I was like, there's no way he made this himself.
Who ate the avocado though?
Gilligan.
Are avocados native to that area?
Most avocados are out of Mexico.
Avocados from Mexico.
I don't know how you guys feel. We don't get in food tangents. I do not like guacamole or avocados
I
personally.
think that's come up before. I think that's
We have
crazy.
discussed it, yeah.
I love the color.
I like avocados and you don't.
Joe's an avocado. Don't.
That's true.
That was funny.
I'm with you, Gordon. That was good.
So Thurston's saying like, you know what? I'll just go with you guys and make sure everything gets done properly. And it's like, oh, well, we won't be able to bring all your luggage. He's like, oh, never mind. If I can't go first class, I don't want to go at all.
Then why did you go on a 3-hour boat tour?
First class is a fucking fishing boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know how nice that boat was before it got capsized.
I do. They show it when they get on it in the beginning.
They didn't show under.
There's no under. There's not even a toilet on that boat.
You don't know that.
No, again, I do want to stress 3-hour tour. This is like stuff you sign up for when you're in like, oh, we're out at Portland or if you go to Old Orchard, you could go on a little boat thing and they like just zip you around for a minute and you like get a little air and like, oh, look at this island.
I always ask 2 questions though. A, is there booze? B, is there a bathroom? And if either of those are a no, I'm not taking that boat.
There's always a bathroom. It's called the ocean.
You can't do that on a tourist boat. Pardon me, ladies. Like, that's not a thing you can do.
Just hanging ass over the side of the
This is
boat.
not a Shoresy episode. You can't just jump in the water.
I don't know if we've ever discussed this before, but how do you guys feel about boating and being on boats? Because I fucking hate it. Like,
I like it.
I know you hate deep water where you can't see the bottom.
well, yeah, who likes that? Does anybody enjoy
It doesn't
that?
bother me.
The ocean scares the shit out of me.
The idea of like the ocean, yeah, and like in the greater sense of things, sure, but I don't mind boats, like bigger boats like that, or like those can be
I
fun.
don't trust them.
When my wife and I were like buying a house and moving away from Boston, our big thing was like we always want to be water adjacent, but
Yeah.
we never want to go in the water. Like I love the
I-
ocean.
yeah,
near
I'm
me.
the
I wanna
same way.
smell the ocean, but I don't want to be anywhere fucking near it. I don't
No,
want to be
like
on it.
I don't like if we're on the beach, like I want to jump in the water. I don't want to like go so far that I could die, but like I want to get
I will
wet.
only go ankles deep in the ocean.
All right, Jay, do you remember when we were in Miami swimming in the beach?
Yes.
I was terrified that whole time because it was really nice water. It was like the same depth a lot for a long time, which I thought was cool. But I was like, I don't trust any of this. This is just too dangerous.
So you got to go to like, I don't know if Miami, I'm sure Miami, how clear is the water?
So it depends on which part. The part we were at was actually
Water
really
so clear you
murky.
can see to the bottom.
Yeah, we weren't like quite at South Beach, yeah.
So when I was in Aruba, you could see straight to the bottom.
Yeah, so I went snorkeling in Mexico. That didn't bother me. It really is just the unknown of not being able to see anything. Is what
You're like a
drives me
murky
nuts.
lake. Ugh.
I remember years ago, we were at Old Orchard Beach, more up in your neck of the woods, and it was like the biggest we've ever been like punched by waves in our lives.
Somebody died.
That's because there was hurricanes.
Yeah, there
Someone
was a
died, like,
hurricane
that
right there.
day?
Like somebody died like the day we left.
Yeah.
It was bad. I mean, it was like fun to a degree, but yeah, it was like I could see how like things happen quick.
The person who died was too close to the docks, like the pier, like pylons, and I guess got like smashed into those.
Ooh.
It's like, yeah, you can't get that close to that because we were just out in open water, like just in the waves. But
Wasn't that when you were involved in like a puke train?
yeah,
Train.
somebody got like hit with a wave and like swallowed a bunch of water and then threw up because they swallowed so much water. But then I was behind them, so just like watching all of this happen, and it's just like there's nothing I could do to get out of the way of this wave full of puke. It just
Oh god, yeah, that's
destroyed me afterwards. I was like, all right, let's go home.
He puked, then Nick puked. It was just like the scene in Mafia. It was so funny.
Don Cornelius, Don Quixote. Dude, that movie's so fucking good. I keep looking for a copy of that movie, and the only way you can buy it is on like a 3-pack DVD with like the worst movies ever. Like, I just want to watch Mafia so badly.
Just buy it in standard definition.
Yeah, I just buy it on Amazon. Now, here's a question. So I've been, as I get older, I get weird about water. I don't like the showers that come over your head.
No. Well, how do you shower?
No, every shower has like an angle, right? Like you stand up from a shower head, it comes down on you. But there are those places where like you're in a hotel and it's right over your head. I don't like that because I feel like I can't distribute the water where I want to feel like I'm drowning in it. Like it's over my head the whole time.
Have you ever tried this?
That's gonna hurt my neck. That's not how I want to take a shower. It's just
What I
relax for a
don't
couple
like
minutes.
about those is those don't have like I like to be like fire hose cleaned with water. Like I want like high water pressure, and you don't get
Yeah.
those out of those like top drippy ones.
I like the range ones.
I feel like
I don't need a lot
hotels
of
now
pressure.
always have the over your head thing and then not enough way to block the water from hitting the floor. So then you come out and you're like, so I've flooded this hotel room in a minute and a half. I have no idea what I've done.
You got to get the hand sprayer. That's the way to go.
They don't usually have those in hotels, though.
But hotels, you can't do that. Yeah, like at home, you can choose what you want, right? Like I've got like a pretty hardcore one that I can take off if I want to, that is at an angle. But you go to a hotel on like a work trip or something, you're like, oh, it's just a rain shower over me. Like I don't know what to do. So I'm always like,
I've only been in one hotel that's had it, and I didn't mind it. It wasn't my favorite, but
Yeah, it's not super common.
So now Gilligan and the skipper are like just about getting ready to take off, and the girls run up and like, hey, we made you these for good luck. And it's just like necklaces that have like chunks of pineapple and bananas on them.
I said, are you fucking 8 years old? Like,
Yeah, it's what like a little kid would do. Like, here, Dad, it's for good luck. It's like, is there some sort of known lore that like if you have a pineapple and banana necklace, it's good luck?
hey, you never heard of that?
I will say though, at least they set up, I think this is smart to be like plentiful fruit on the island, right?
Sure.
Because like, otherwise you'd be like, well, how are they surviving?
It's also like pineapple
Yeah.
written, like it still has like the hard part on, but it's like they cut the pineapple so like it's just gonna be like sticky and all over your shirt the whole time.
Banana's going to get mushy.
Yeah, but the banana's still in the peel at least. Like it's cut pineapple. So now it's just exposed pineapple fruit, like just resting on your shirt.
I guess though, if you're out in the middle of the ocean and a bee stings you, you're like, you're gonna die either way. Like it's a long way to land. I don't know how you got out here.
can't see without his glasses.
Oh, now I'm thinking of Gilligan in the coffin.
So they're about to leave. The skipper's saying, he says like Hawaiian for until we meet again. And then she was like, oh, I know a little Hawaiian also. Like I learned it when I was singing at a club in Waikiki. Well, Heine, Wiki, Hoki, Luki, New. I don't know if I said that right or if that's even a real thing. Apparently it translates into this bar is off limits to all military personnel, which I actually thought was a pretty good joke.
I got a question for you guys. Did you get the like feeling that Ginger was running from something? Like that's why she was on the boat. She's
Like there's a conspiracy behind it?
she had only dress she owned she was wearing, and she was it just the way they said her story on the radio, it just seemed like she was like fleeing like the mafia or something.
Like the mob is after her. Yeah.
yeah,
Like she's like the Marilyn Monroe.
like everybody has clothes, like even like Marianne, and Ginger keeps saying this is my only dress.
Like baby RFK is after her. Like I'm gonna get you, Marianne. You better not get on that boat.
Why?
When
Well, the mafia and the Kennedys go hand in hand.
what do you get, a tracheotomy?
It would be an improvement.
So now the two get on the raft and they start rowing, like, bye everybody, and they start rowing and they're not going anywhere. And then they realize, Gilligan, did you pull the anchor? So Gilligan gets out of the raft, grabs the anchor, and then like the skipper starts just like paddling away without Gilligan. Gilligan's just like walking in the water until he gets over his head, and he never drops the anchor, so he just stays on the ground until he's over his head.
He also gets hit in the
Question.
head with the rudder.
Is Gilligan the original too dumb to function character?
Our whole point is to get back to like this is not a boat that requires an anchor. Or they get to the middle of the ocean and be like, we should stop for today. Like, why do you need a fucking anchor?
If the weather gets rough, you need stabilization.
I think if the weather gets rough and you're on that raft, no matter what, you're fucked. Like the anchor isn't gonna do anything. It's extra weight.
I'm just more mad that the skipper keeps paddling. I'm like, stop, wait for him, you ass.
But like Gilligan doesn't even go like, hey, he just keeps walking until he's past his head in water.
I will say that one of the smartest things to do for Gilligan's character is to give him, both him and the skipper, to give him hats, because you can use them as gags, right? Like, he goes underwater, the hat pops up. Like, that's always like a thing you can get them to.
And then when he finally does try to get up, like, he pulls the skipper in, so the skipper takes a nice little flip into the water himself.
That's just so uncomfortable. You're in your full clothes.
And just having wet clothes
It's
anywhere.
funny.
I'm
I
like,
thought
miserable.
the same thing when Gilligan jumps off the raft to get the anchor in the first place. I'm like, oh, his shoes are wet now for this entire trip.
You know, when you're doing the dishes sometimes and you like splash a plate the wrong way and it just shoots water all over your shirt for like an hour, you're like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, that's a nightmare. I can't even imagine being like, well, I fell into the ocean for 2 hours. Cool.
I like when you get dishwater on you, you become Buffalo Bill. I'm so uncomfortable.
You a great big soapy person?
We cut a little bit later, and now we see the two like in the midst of their raft journey, and Gilligan's like, he's freaking out. He's like, all I can see is water in every direction. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the sun, the wind, the spray, the salt. It's only been 20 minutes, Gilligan. What are you doing? He's like, oh yeah, my bad.
It's like, you do this for a living.
This doesn't make sense to the character who should be a fairly hardened sailor because he's the skipper of a boat that goes out every day.
That's boats. This was a raft.
But still, he's an ocean person. Like us, any one of us, I'd be like, yeah, they're freaking out in 20 minutes. A person whose like job is to be on a boat in the ocean all day long probably wouldn't freak out for at least a day, I'd think.
Well, here's the thing. Is there like a time jump after that? Because right after they have that dialogue, they cut to Marianne and the professor, and they're on the beach, and they're just kind of like looking out into the water. She's asking the professor, like, oh, like, how do you think they're doing? Like, oh, it's hard to tell, but at least they've had calm seas for the past 3 days. I'm like, 3 days? Like, so we just skip forward into, so now they've been on a raft for 3 days.
We also see them taking off with not 3 days worth of food.
Well, that kind of gets addressed. So, because now we cut back to those guys. Gilligan's like, hey, let's have breakfast. We had breakfast. Well, let's do lunch. We had lunch. What about dinner? We had dinner. So they're pretty much out of their food. And then when the skipper's like, well, what about those tropical lays that the girls made? Like, oh, I had that for a snack. So he ate both of those.
Overboard.
Right?
Also, I know I'm not the usual when it comes to this stuff, but like, I eat one meal a day. I'll have some
Me
snacks
too.
during the day. But like, you're on a boat and you might be there for like a week. You don't have 3 solid meals. You eat enough to keep you going.
Yeah, but you also boredom eat. When you have literally nothing going on.
You don't boredom eat, though, when you might lose your food and die.
Yeah, but they're paddling. I know it's a sailboat, but they're only paddling. You have to keep your energy, so you got to keep eating.
Yeah, you got to eat something.
You gotta have, yeah, that's true too.
I don't know if they had fishing poles that we just didn't see, but maybe they were eating fish.
Yeah, we don't know, but it's not like they packed a cooler, you know. So I don't know how much food they really had with them.
If they're eating fish that was also raw, dead fish, they had to, like, smack in the head, which is not a fun.
They eat raw dead fish all the time.
Not fresh out of the ocean. I like sushi. It's a different thing.
Is it?
I've never had like I've never ate a tuna straight out of the water.
I seen Bear Grylls do it. Bite right into it while it was so
I've seen
alive.
rail bears do it too with salmon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm less awkward when real bears do it than when Bear Grylls does it with, like, here's a live salmon, and for no reason on television, I'm going to murder this animal. You're like, cool, thanks, man.
And then I'm going to drink my own piss.
What is this, Waterworld?
No, that's what Bear Grylls does. He drinks his
Also,
own
could you
piss.
save that clip of him saying he's going to drink his own piss?
Done and done.
Was it the Dana Carvey comedy special from back then? Where it's like, you don't pee into a Mr. Coffee and come out with Taster's Choice. Yelling about Waterworld. The 90s were hilarious.
So as this food talk continues, Skipper's telling him, like, can you, like, think of something other than food? He's like, all right, I wish I had something to drink, like a hamburger or French fries. Then he spots a bottle floating in the ocean. He's like, hey, I wish for something to drink, and there's a bottle. Maybe it's a soda. Gordo. And then Skipper's like, maybe it's a bottle of beer. Joe.
I was waiting for it. My first response had been like, oh.
I was thinking about the logistics of that. Like, I get your situation, and, like, obviously it's a less than an ideal situation. But if you just saw beer floating in the ocean that's, like, been out in the sun for an undetermined amount of time, like, when you just start sipping,
If you're going to die, might as well.
How cold's that water? Maybe it kept it fresh.
probably not very cold.
I imagine I'd be like, what is this? Like, fucking Zima. Throw it over my shoulder.
Tastes like candy.
You get Chris Elliott drinking a Zima on this raft, I'm watching episode 2.
Yeah, they pull the bottle out of the water. Like, oh, it has a note in it. So Gilligan pulls out the note. He goes, "Help, we are marooned on a desert island." It's like they spelled maroon wrong. Skipper takes the note from me. He goes, "Gilligan, this is the note that you wrote." He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know how to spell maroon."
Since this is such a fucking Bugs Bunny cartoon, the fact that they didn't bite on the what a maroon, like that felt to me, I was like, it happened. I was like, you lost the joke.
So the skipper gets mad, throws the bottle into the ocean, and when they cut to it landing into the water, you instantly see like shark fins swimming towards it. So now they realize that there's some sharks nearby.
One could say that your hand is like a shark's fin.
One could.
Hat, not hand. We've had this debate.
That is true. We had that specific debate years ago.
Or we go back to TNA, we talked about Shark Boy.
Talking about LL and Deep Blue Sea.
Listen to our In the House episode, deep in the archives. They see the sharks, and then it's like, where's that shark repellent? This feels like the Batman movie with Adam West.
The shark explodes after.
This does predate it by a couple years.
Turns out Gilligan ate that too, so God knows what was in that one. Probably some oranges or something.
Oranges and cum.
What kind of restaurant?
I just think the professor may have been a degenerate.
I don't know. This is the second time we've talked about this. I think Ferg has officially swapped teams.
Yeah.
This is the second time we're talking about the island, and Ferg just goes, maybe there's cum in it.
No poop talk.
Yeah. Are you a Google boy, Ferg?
No, I'm team fart for life. These colors don't run. Color of brown.
This underwear stripe don't run.
Only down my leg.
The thick brown stripe.
I just realized a really fun sticker you could make.
But like that's also a thing you could put on anybody's car over their thin blue line sticker. You could just like go whoop and walk away and see how
Just
long
a
it takes
brown
to
line.
Yeah. The brown Punisher.
Well, we didn't do the bean punisher that I painstakingly photoshopped.
Isn't any shit a brown Punisher?
Check our merch store for a Punisher logo that's the American flag that's drippy with the brown stripe on it.
I'm not on that team, but I will wear that shirt.
So they start paddling to try to get away from these sharks, and you see like Gilligan puts his makeshift oar in the water, and just like anytime something goes in the water, like a shark bites it, but they're trying really hard to cut around it because they don't have like sharks to use. Like I think they just have these like fins.
I think they do a good job though.
I think there is a real shark in the water.
You think that they put those two actors in the water with live sharks? You think that's how they filmed that?
I don't think it's like great whites that attack, but one of them has like like the ones in captivity that have like the droopy fin because they've been in captivity.
That's orcas. That's orcas. But I think that they're catfish.
So they put them in the water with an orca? It's just irresponsible.
Yeah.
Gilligan, there's a bunch of captivated orcas in the water.
I'm pretty sure those are on like some sort of underwater rail or something like that, and they're being like pulled from underneath.
What if Fonzie jumped them in that moment? You were like,
That's time
crossover.
While eating
Fonzie
soup.
jumped the catfish.
While eating soup. I mentioned this earlier. So anytime the sharks bite, they're trying to cut around it. So you never actually see a shark's like head at any point of these scenes, like even like a fake one. So like the sharks keep taking bites of the raft, and like it will just flash cut, and there's like a perfectly like sawed triangle in the raft every time that happens.
Like, I'll give them credit though. I think they do a good job of both the sharks and the raft deteriorating here. I think, and the actors I think are playing it.
Remember
serious,
the time? That's a good effect for the time.
Yeah.
I know. It just, the cut was so clean. They just used like a circular saw and just like, just took a triangle out each time.
It's very cartoony, and this show is like a real life cartoon.
Sure.
So I accept it.
Even more reason though why they should have said what a maroon.
I agree with you.
What is the logic here? Oh no, there's sharks. Let's start disassembling the whole raft.
Well, if they're eating bamboo.
I did not understand this at all.
There's no logic to this. They take the sail down. They start just untying everything and throwing all the bamboo sticks into the water.
sail I don't understand. The sharks were eating the sides. It wasn't.
But doesn't mean you just get rid of them and leave nothing left for you. Because now instead of
He's cutting the boat apart with a little knife. He's cutting it apart. I don't understand the method. Like
They wanted them to fight off the sharks. They were using the
they used
sticks.
some of them. Yes, you're right. But
Gilligan climbing the sail, though, is an inspired scene.
when you're biting the side, right? At least that's what they're getting their teeth on. When you now remove all the other bamboo shoots and the closest thing to where they're going to bite is your foot, like you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, you'd want them to eat the bamboo.
That must have been a delicious boat, though. It's covered in all that shellac.
I know, it's got all that coconut and sugar. That's probably why the sharks came.
What if those sharks were koalas? That's who eats bamboo, right?
Pandas. Right?
That was pandas.
Eucalyptus.
Koalas eat eucalyptus.
Oh, right. Under the Umbrella Tree was when we were kids, right? That was a show on Disney.
I love that show. Oh no, panda sharks.
Panda Sharks does sound like a spin-off of Fast and Furious I would watch, so I'm not going to shit on that.
Why does that sound like a Fast and Furious spin-off?
Panda Sharks?
Yes. You.
Writing panda sharks down just in case.
Oh, Street Shark. I thought you were saying Fast and Furious. Wait, you did say Fast and Furious.
They drifting?
No, drifting is the worst part of those movies. We don't want to talk about that.
That's probably the only good one.
I so wholeheartedly disagree.
All right. Well, anyways, so I feel like at this point of the scene, they don't know how to get out of it. So they just do like a time jump to a little later and they're like, oh, good thing those sharks ate all that bamboo filled up and left. Because they didn't know how to get out of that. So they just flash forward a little bit.
Oh, yeah, they swam miles.
Well, they're not at that point yet. They're still on the raft.
Oh.
I will say, though, like, ocean currents over there, like, you could be on a boat for 3 days and not really encircle or be right in the same place. You never know.
But I'm saying here, you have this giant shark attack that's happening. The raft is almost down to nothing. And then it just goes, boop. A few hours later, and like, whew, that was a close one. Because they didn't know how to get them out of that scene. So they just jump forward a little bit.
Also, when they get to the beach, their clothes are miraculously dry after swimming through the water.
Well, again, we didn't get there yet. But this is like right after that. They're like, well, good thing the shark thing's over. But hey, at least, skies are clear and we have a good wind going. Oh, yeah. And then, lightning hits and it starts pouring out.
Only they had that sail.
Yeah. Within a second, it's like, hey, do you think we should abandon ship? It's like, it's too late. It's already abandoned us. And again, I know it's a goofy sitcom, but like, so now you're in the middle of the ocean. You're not near land anywhere. You know there's sharks somewhere nearby in the water. It's pouring out. Your little bit of raft left is sinking. And you're like, oh, not even worried. They're like, oh, this raft.
I would like, though, if a skipper was on a door and Gilligan tried to get on, he was like, I'm sorry, bud, you can't fit on here.
There's just not enough room.
Earlier, Gilligan draw me like one of your French women. Nick and Skipper.
Professor, draw me like the thing you drew on Ginger earlier today.
And then I feel like this is another situation where it's like, well, we don't know how to get them out of the situation, so we'll just jump forward again. And then you just see them like swimming onto shore. It's like, how far do they swim?
Miles.
It's daylight by the time that they get to shore. So they just swam all through the night.
This just turns into Three Stooges here. This feels like it's the exact length, too, of like a Three Stooges short. It's like,
And listen, I'm talking as a big man. Skipper's not a skinny dude. Like, I don't think he has, and he's a little older. I don't think he has the endurance for this.
I have a theory. They came with some
boy.
bamboo. Maybe they used them like pool floaties.
Well, Gilligan did, but
Gilligan had one single.
Do you know how big bamboo is?
pretty big.
Yeah, but I saw the one he physically had with him was not.
But I guess you do cling on to anything that floats, right? And like, but I don't know why the sharks were satiated all of a sudden.
the real problem is like, what if say their plan worked of sailing back to the mainland? How would they have saved everyone else? They still had no clue where this island was. They had no navigational tools to lead anybody back there.
Good point. Hey, we got stranded on a desert island. Okay, where is it? I don't know.
Like, people already know they're missing, so
Yeah.
what are they going to go, hey, they're missing?
Well, not to jump ahead, but I have seen all of the movies, the made-for-TV movies. They played on TBS all the time when we were kids. And it took a lot and about 10 years to get them off the island. And then there's a whole story arc in The Return to where they're like, how do we find the island? So, like, at least they do address it later. Also, in that movie, they decide that society is too progressed and they go back to the island.
Yeah, because they missed the miniskirt.
It's like 1978. They're like, Saturday Night Fever, fuck this. I'm going back to the island.
Now they're on wherever they landed, right? We just see that they floated ashore some other island. The first thing is we need to start a fire. And it's like, oh, good. I have the matches with me. It's like, I felt like they just did that. It was like really out of place, but I think they just didn't want you to question how they started a fire so easy. So Gilligan just happened to have a pack of matches that stayed dry despite him like swimming through the ocean for.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, they do make wet matches.
And he started unraveling like leaves, so that's plausible.
So they start a fire. Gilligan walks up with like fire in his hands and like hands it to the skipper.
Practical effect.
I don't know, back then, a lot of those shows, even like shows we covered like from the 90s, the rules with fire were a lot looser than they are now.
Which is wild because I'm terrified of fire.
I don't think that would have applied to this because you said it was on Hawaii, so it's an outside set.
Yeah, but a lot of it's like like actor contract. It's like SAG stuff more than it is like in safety. But anyways, he hands him like the flaming pile of stuff to throw into the fire. And they're sitting over that for a little bit.
Also, this scene sets up that you think the skipper's going to catch on fire. He's like, his back is turned to the fire.
Yeah.
And the fire's going up his legs. And he's like, I feel like this must be a cut scene where they were like,
it was like a very unnatural thing because it's like, oh, Gilligan, go get some more wood for the fire. And then Gilligan gets up, only grabs a handful of leaves. But while he's doing that, the skipper, for no reason, stands and just turns his back to the fire.
Right. It's like so clearly the joke is supposed to be him being on fire, and you'd expect the press to be like, I smell pig or whatever. Like, oh,
yeah, but there was also no setup for him to stand up. He just like on cue, like just turns his back to the fire.
I also love too that they're playing cold and wet, where it's like, oh, this is better than that beach, but their clothes are bone dry.
And then after that little fire bit they're trying to do, we cut to Marianne and the professor and Ginger, the three of them together. You see smoke. And that's when you realize that, oh, that's the smoke from Gilligan and the skipper's fire. So they're on the same island. They ended up just back where they started.
They are terrible sailors.
Yeah. Well, they're gone.
They really
we know
are.
We know they're gone for at least 3 days. It's probably day 4 at least by the time they get back.
I mean, that's tough too. They'd be like, our entire, like, we might die. It's all based on these two succeeding. You see those two and you're like,
yeah.
So if it is the third day, because in my head right now it's the same day, but that's a good point that they do say it's been 3 days.
Since they left on the raft.
They swam 3 days worth to get back to this island.
Well, apparently they just kind of like didn't get as far as they realized. So they might have like been going out for, the first couple days, and then maybe the wind shifted and they just kind of ended up heading back towards where they started.
I mean, you can be not that far from land on a boat and then not see land anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at that point,
Yeah, the
it's hard to
curvature of the
gauge.
Earth will make that seem further.
Like they're just circling the island and like you see Professor up. There's Skipper again.
So they see the smoke, but the thought isn't like that it's Gilligan and the skipper. Professor's like, oh no, that must be the Marubi tribe.
And then he looks at Ginger and says, let's look at the Mabubi tribe.
He's nuts.
I'm going to give you, Gordo, that was honestly not the worst of yours, though. Like, I have to give you at least it rhymed.
No, yeah. So and the professor's like, hey, why don't you guys grab some shells, so we can use them to call one another in case of any type of an emergency. And then we cut back to the guys, and they see all these footprints. So now it's back and forth. The actions of one are like what's being discovered on the other side. Now they're seeing the footprints from them running around looking for stuff. And like, oh, where do you think all these footprints came from? It's like, oh, must be from the Marubi tribe. So now, both camps here are in fear, even though it's one big group, that, the other, what they're seeing from the other side is the Marubi tribe. And then we get back to like Thurston and his wife. And that's when we see, we mentioned it earlier, but he's golfing and he has like the makeshift putter. That's like, just like a bamboo shoot with like a seashell on it.
It's basically Fred Flintstone's golf club.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I've 3-putted again. And she's like, well, in fairness, like, look at the club you're using. And that's also the avocado pit for the ball.
But again, with avocados, we've got pineapple and we have bananas, right? So at least this is a plentiful food island.
You're not going to die of scurvy, at least.
That's true.
Don't you need lime for
You
that?
need limes for that, yeah.
I think I thought it's
Not
just fruit.
No, I think Limes. There's something with the acidity.
Lime kills scurvy.
Yeah, I have Limes every week, so
And
I
it's
feel
very
like I'm okay.
buoyant.
Yeah, but then you'll get Lyme disease.
I'm delicious, but I'm so sleepy.
And now Steven from the Real World Seattle is going to slap me in the face.
You're a homosexual, Steven. Why is that shit in our brains? So stupid. We should know math. And instead we can do quotes from the real world from 25 years ago. Why'd you put your fingers in the peanut butter, Puck? Why? Why is that in there?
Is Puck still alive?
I don't fucking know. Oh, God damn it. Puck definitely is a listener. Puck, what's up? Podcast episode. Come on.
I'd say at this point we're more successful than Puck.
I don't know. Right now, Puck's not talking about us. So
That is true.
Right now, Puck's ears are burning in whatever hospital he's sleeping in.
So anyways, the professor runs up to Thurston and his wife. He's like, guys, I got some important news. It's like, shh, he's putting. He's like, I think the Marubi tribe might be here. It's like, I don't care who's here. They're not playing through.
My first actual genuine laugh.
If I was the professor, would you not have just hit Thurston? Just like,
Be like,
shut
you know
the
what?
fuck up.
Fucking go ahead and die. That's fine.
Yeah, I'd have left his ass for food.
I would have killed Gilligan 3 days ago. In all fairness, so
It's like, no, Thurston, I think those are those nasty headhunters that the professor talked about. So the professor's like, yeah, I think we need to prepare a defense. And that's when Thurston's like, it's like I always say, a good defense is a strong offense.
This feels like I think he references Bridge in the River Kwai.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's like, we need to blow up their bridge. He's like, Mr. Hall, I don't even know if they have a bridge. Those crafty devils.
that's the best writing in the entire episode.
They've outsmarted us already.
Those crafty devil.
They don't even have a bridge.
Which Bridge in the River Kwai is like slave labor. Like there's so many weird things about that, you know?
You had to watch that one in school. At least I watched it in school. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys all did.
I
but-
I saw it before school. My dad liked that movie. I think everybody's dad liked that movie, but
Oh yeah, that's a dad movie. I love that movie. I feel like I watched that, Dirty Dozen, and Great Escape like every year once.
Plus, it's in We Didn't Start the Fire.
I can't see my dad getting that.
Honestly, actually, I think I can't see your dad watching that movie. Yeah, it's kind of long and dry. Probably not his thing.
My dad watched The Three Stooges and Alfred Hitchcock.
I think your dad too, though, like was probably of a generation where like they didn't want to watch Bridge in the River Kwai because like
They lived it.
Yeah,
they lived it. Yeah, like your dad served in World War II. Like he's not gonna watch that. He's gonna be like, this will be a fun Saturday. Like I'm not gonna watch this shit. That's why you're gonna watch Three Stooges.
Some of those guys, I guess like anything else, right? Some people like live it forever and some people want to remove from it. It kind of just depends.
yeah.
Anyways, the girls run up like, hey, we got those conch shells that you needed. So it's like, all right, guys, listen. So this is our warning system. So if you happen to run into danger, like blow into it like this. And then he blows into the shell. And then when he blows into it, we cut to Gilligan and the skipper. And then they're like, oh no, there must be the Marubi tribe. So they're after us.
So stupid.
And this just sets a like fucking back and forth Three Stooges.
Marubi.
It's not stupid like I've said, like other shows have been stupid. Like it's really stupid, but I'm also kind of enjoying it too. Like it's not bad.
It's very
stupid,
hokey
like,
and cartoony. It's like I said, it's not meant for like a show like that's not meant for a show like ours for like deep explanation.
Yeah.
It's almost like live action Scooby Doo is the only
Yeah.
way I could maybe describe it.
Like Three Stooges, actually.
It is. It's very
Yeah, I
Three
guess,
Stooges
yeah.
at times.
They pull the mask off the shark. Oh, we got away with it too if you're battling Gilligans.
It's Scooby as a shark.
So they hear these shells like, oh no, we better camouflage ourselves. So now the two run into the trees, and it starts with like first off, like the skipper just grabs leaves and starts like shoving them down the back of Gilligan's pants, and he's like, ooh.
And then we just fat shame Skipper for the rest of the
Well,
episode.
yeah. Once we cut back to them, because first we go back to
But they do
the
it
professor
twice.
and Marianne, and they're walking up to the cave, and he's like, "Oh, this is the cave where I found that ruby arrowhead. We might be safe here." And I'm thinking, no, that sounds like the opposite. If this is where you found their shit, this is the last place you want to be. You don't want to like, hey, we're trying to run away from the Marubis. We should go where all their stuff was.
The professor's like he's like a human plot device. Like anything that they need, he just like comes up with. It's really and like sometimes it just doesn't work.
But no, it's he's saying it's safe because it's shelter. It's got walls on each side.
Sure, but make that the explanation. Not like this is where all the Marubi stuff was, so
Yeah.
we should go here to hide from the Marubis.
Or that tribe we've been afraid of. Maybe this is where they are.
Let's hide in their bedroom.
Maybe this is the last place they'll expect us, in their house.
Question: what is the professor a professor of?
They said it in the beginning too, and he's just like broad spectrum, knows everything about everything, but they did say it in the beginning. I'll have to go back and look.
It's funny they say it, but I was so focused on the fact that they said he was a scoutmaster that I didn't really hang on to what he was a professor of. I'm like, that's an odd thing to throw into his description.
But I guess if you're a scoutmaster, you can be out in the wilderness, I guess.
He was a research scientist.
In what?
That's what it says.
That's all. Well, that's what the radio describes him as. I mean, if there's any other like information on him, it's not. We don't know it episode wise at this point.
I mean, if you watch the rest of the show, you'd know he's a professor of everything.
I'd also like to go on record that I was not a Boy Scout.
I was.
I was.
I was as well.
I was a Cub Scout.
Yeah, I never reached Boy Scout.
Yeah, I was gonna say I continued on to Boy Scouts for a bit.
I think we did Weeblos.
Once that scoutmaster
Ooh.
touched Jay, I left.
Speak for yourself.
I think Weeblos is more of the church stuff we did.
I knew Joe was gonna say that. Like before Gordo finished saying what he was saying, someone was gonna say something about that.
Congratulations, you're both predictable.
Oh yeah. So who'd you blow, Gordo?
Isn't that what it's called? A Weeblo?
Yeah. No. Yeah. It was
It
like
is called a Weeblo.
We
yeah.
were Weeblos.
It was wolves.
We were wolves.
Weeblo was the last one, but what was between wolves and Weeblos?
I think it's
No,
Alder
Eagle's
Boy.
the last for Boy Scouts. That's like the supreme Boy Scout is you become an Eagle Scout. Cub Scouts ends on Weeblo. You have the what is it? Is like
Cub.
a ceremony. What was it called? Like the arrow or the ceremony of light? One of those things, and then you become a Boy Scout.
You become a man scout.
No, you don't get to yell at me for making those jokes and then make one. It's not fair. You can't be both sides.
So this is when the professor is trying to explain his plan here with this cave. And it's, all right, so we'll get all these rocks and we're going to be able to like rig it so that if someone trips over, what do they get? What was it? Just
It's a vine. You should know that because they say the word vine
yeah, they
maybe
do.
47 times in the
so
last
they're going to
3
rig it
minutes.
up so if you trip over the vine, it's going to knock some rocks loose and then trap them inside of the cave.
He's a horrible scout leader. At least cover it in fucking sand because it's very visible, which is they.
Also, I'm not here to like question nature, but like, look at this rock. There's this like cave. There's 10,000 like small rocks above it that are precariously sitting there. That's not how this works in nature. It might be a boulder or two, but not like a bag of gravel.
They're going over that plan, and then it cuts back to Gilligan and the skipper, and now we see their disguises to hide. And somehow, in that short amount of time, they were able to fashion themselves into a tree and a bush, at which they would have had to gut an
A fat
entire
bush.
tree and make a pliable costume out of it.
Yeah, this is insane.
I love it.
So Gilligan's a tree, and the skipper is what has been described multiple times in the episode as a fat bush.
It's funny because they just sang it, but then later,
When like Ginger says it
Ginger goes,
nonchalantly.
look at that fat bush.
Yeah.
I fucking die.
So now it's cutting again, and we hear like the conch shell go off again, and they're like, "Oh no!" And like they start running off in their costumes, which brings us to another cut of the professor and Ginger. They're like doing like that whole. They're setting up the trap, so they get the vine, they get the rocks, and they're doing all this thing. And he's explaining like, "Oh, the minute they touch that vine, it's going to create the tension, and that's what's going to make the main rocks fall down, and then like everything after that." Now, we'll get into it in a minute, but I saw people run over that vine like 10 times. it did nothing.
They even touch it with their hands.
Yeah, it did nothing. And then we get back to the skipper and Gilligan again, and they've been walking in these costumes for a while. They stop for a moment because the skipper is like tired. And Gilligan's like, "I'm being attacked." And he turns around, he's like, "By what?" He's like, "A woodpecker." And you just see like the fakest woodpecker, like, of the costume. He's just like pecking at Gilligan's face. It's like a plastic bird.
This gave me the Munsters vibes.
Yes.
Partly.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Extreme Munsters
Actually.
vibes.
It is that kind of like style of over the top big like situation.
Also, the first of 2 times that Gilligan looks at the camera and breaks the fourth wall. He's like, "Are you gonna keep pecking my head?" The pecker's like, "Pop, pop, 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 pop. What a maroon!"
And then while that's happening, the professor and Ginger like notice it. Like they're close enough now that they see what's going on. Like that tree over there moved. So the professor shoots an arrow at the tree, and then Gilligan, you just see like his leaf arms go up, and he's not like running away. It's something about the way he lifted his arms before he ran. For whatever, the visual on that like killed me.
He runs like Pugsley in the Adam Sandler movie doing the like, "Eat Me Turkey."
It's like, oh no, it's the Marubi. They often disguise themselves. We better warn the others.
He sure knows a lot about the Marubies.
The learned scholar.
He does. He knows everything. If there's something to be known about the Marubi tribe, the professor certainly knows it.
Many leather-bound books.
What I think is funny is at this point too, now Gilligan and the skipper run off. They get rid of the costumes. Now they're like at the cave. Like, oh, we could hide here. Like, oh, maybe we could set up some sort of a trap. And Gilligan lays out the same exact plan that the professor did, basically, only it's already set up. And then they're like, that won't work, because if you had that here and you had this vine and attached to here, like, oh no, there's a trap, it's already set up. So now they think that the Marubi tribe, who happen to have the same exact plan.
But Gilligan's also weirdly smart here.
Yeah, because he laid out the plan the exact same way that the professor did.
That's a fraud.
Yeah, or they're just equally dumb.
He's just going for that fat bush.
So they realize that the trap's set up, so now they're nervous. And like, let's hide in the cave. Again, it's like, if you think the Marubi tribe is right here, why do you want to stay in this area?
It's also like an ass backwards trap. Like, yeah, it'll crush whoever's trying to come in, but now you're trapped in the cave.
You can't get back out.
Right. So they go into the cave. As soon as they go into the cave, the rest of the crew walks up, and then they go into the cave, and then
Hilarity erupts.
yeah, they don't realize that the people in there are Gilligan and the skipper. So yeah, so now this is the part where you hear screaming, you hear knocking, you hear all this stuff, and like people just keep running out. Gilligan runs out, the skipper runs out, Thurston even runs out. And every time someone gets like thrown out of the cave, they walk over the vine and then back over it again and go back in. And it never goes off. And then there's a point where the professor and Gilligan both get like knocked out of the cave at the same time. So now they're both visible. He's like, hey man, watch out, like the Marubi tribes. And he's like, Gilligan? Like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, and that's when they realize like, it's us in there, you know, like there's no, anything going on. Is like, it's the two sides of the same crew. Like, I don't know if they're fighting or what's happening that they keep getting thrown out. Are they like in like the middle of a fist fight? Is that why they keep getting thrown out?
This feels like in a bar fight scene in like a comedy movie where like somebody keeps getting thrown to the edge and then thrown back into the fight. Like it feels like this is taking from that a lot, or that takes from this a lot.
If it was a cartoon, it would be a cloud of smoke with like fists coming out of it.
Yeah.
Somebody's bill would be on backwards.
So then Gilligan goes to run back in. The professor's like, watch out for the vine. It's a trap. He's like, yeah, I know. And he runs in and then comes back. He's like, they threw me out. It's like, all right, I'll go in.
Or just yell into the cave, hey, it's us.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, stop fighting. So he goes in. Now Gilligan's by himself. And they tell Gilligan, hey, it's settled. It's all clear. You can come in, instead of them all just coming out. And then after 50 times of people running back and forth over this vine, when he goes to casually walk, he trips the vine, and then all the rocks fall down, trapping everybody inside.
And crushing Gilligan to death.
Yes, and that was the end of the episode. Gilligan died, and the rest of them suffocated in a cave.
Now Professor Island.
I will say though, good for Professor and Gilligan for both like jumping into the fray. Like they were running back into that fight every time.
They both could have just screamed inside, right? Like, stop, stop. Now everyone's trapped under the rocks. We flash forward, a hole's cleared, and the skipper and Gilligan are like pulling everybody out one by one.
Wait a minute. So when Gilligan got thrown out, they were all together. Were they just all beating down the skipper, like four guys beating up?
I think everybody was just throwing punches like
It's
totally
dark.
randomly.
Ah!
Skipper's just like throwing haymakers at Marianne. honestly, if you think of the skipper fighting, right? Like
He'd fuck them all up.
any one of them, anyone, like Thurston, you have the billionaire, and then like his like 64-year-old wife.
Like an old billionaire is not gonna win that fight.
The professor would put up the biggest fight.
Marianne would. She's from the farm.
True.
She used to fighting cows.
I'm glad I left Kansas. I was sick of fighting cows.
Just now, I'm just imagining Gordo as a farmer fighting cows.
Gordo he farms for a genuine miak.
Yak.
Miak.
So they're pulling everyone out of this thing. There's like a little gag that everyone laughs at, like the studio audience or whatever audience, when like we see Lovey come out and her like umbrella that protects her from the sun is all ripped up, and I was like, that's not that funny.
No.
I don't think you got the joke. It was her umbrella, and it was wrecked.
Also, we're making shellac out of coconuts. I'm pretty sure we can fix her parasol.
And actually, and I misspoke too. It was just the skipper pulling everyone out at the time. Gilligan's inside. Gilligan's the only one who's not out at this point now. Everyone's been brought out, and the skipper's yelling like, Gilligan, Gilligan. He's like, you got to the count of 3 to come out. And he starts counting, and then right as he gets to 3, one of the Marubies pops out, and everyone runs off. But wait, it's Gilligan. He just got completely changed into a Marubi costume while he was in there, pants and all.
This is so aggravating. He was just waiting to be on MTV's Spring Break years later.
I really thought the joke was going to be he was under all the rocks. And they were like, I'm an skipper.
Yeah.
Nope.
Also, that Marubi costume was kind of scary when he first popped out.
It's like a temple guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Also weird that a whole costume was in the back of the cave.
Including what looked like just like a bathing suit. Like, so
Yeah.
this like headhunter tribe just wears like regular board shorts. Like,
They really like surfing.
it ends, you discover that's Gilligan because everyone runs away, and then he turns around and flips his mask open and goes, Skipper gone. Gilligan one smart Marubi. That's
Again, second real laugh.
they're stranded on a desert island. They have no prospect of hope of getting off, and Gilligan's like, time to play pranks.
Look at one spot.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I guess so. If you've almost been eaten by a shark that day, you're like, I'm taking life a little less serious.
I guess maybe you gotta do something to like keep it light.
A little levity.
He's drunk on all that shellac.
And then yeah, that's the end of the episode, because right from there we just get to the credits. The credits plays the theme song.
Yeah, you know what we didn't touch on, Jay, was at the end of the jingle, they say, here on Gilligan's Isle.
Yeah.
But the show was called Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, very easy to correct too.
I think it's just the words are just kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, but like when it's the name of the show. You know what I mean? Like, so you kind of have to.
That's a question I have. He doesn't seem to be the focal point enough for the show to be called Gilligan's Island. Am I the only one who thinks that? I feel like it's a weird...
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, at least looking at this episode, I mean, Gilligan's like the goofy one, right? Like Gilligan's the standout in like,
Sure,
no
yeah,
different than like Urkel or something. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's an ensemble cast. It's not enough his show.
It feels like it's Gilligan, the professor, and Skipper's show.
It's like it was supposed to be called something else, and then like when they're trying to get Jerry Van Dyke, they're like, no, we'll name it after Gilligan. So it'll be like his show. And then it's like they never fixed it again after.
It was originally called Marubi Island.
The Marubies, they surfed up to the lawyers and said, we're not doing this.
But we know that they changed the intro after the first season when they added the Professor and Marianne. I wonder if they corrected that at the end or if they said Isle again. I'd have to listen
No,
back.
it's always Isle. Because that's a different song they play at the end. The outro song is completely different.
No, they're playing the intro. I thought I'd have to listen back, but I thought they just
Just
played the
join
intro
us here
again.
each week, our friends. You're sure to get a smile.
Oh,
But
that's
is
right,
that
yeah.
you remembering that, or is that what you saw in this?
No,
week's
I
video?
listened to it. Because they also have, like, Robinson Crusoe, as primitive as can be. That's not in the intro.
I forgot about that.
You saying that though, Ferg, like you started singing it, and my brain immediately remembered.
Yeah, no, I remember that now. And honestly, like, I think, I probably got to the video and saw the credits roll and heard the song, went, oh, and then they play the song again and kind of called it a day.
Did you see that? So, like the first season, the song is sung by the Wellingtons, And then after that, it's by the eligibles. But later in the show, I forget what, I think maybe the second season, the Wellingtons, who originally did the theme, come back and they play like the mosquitoes in like a episode about a mosquito. Yeah. I thought that was weird that like, oh, hey, you know that song you guys did for this show that we ended up not using? Why don't you come back on the show? It's like, I don't know. I wouldn't have done it.
That is a fun thing, though. The show always finds a way to get interesting people. Like, I remember Russian cosmonauts landing in an episode as a kid. And
Yeah.
being like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah, getting out of episode 1, obviously we try to not get too far into the future of the show as we talk about the pilots. But like, this show has a lot of like, obviously there's only so much you can do when you have like a bunch of people stranded on an island, but they get into some just not plausible situations. Did you see at one point they were going to give them a pet dinosaur? Like that was in talks for the show and they ended up not doing it, but they were going to add a pet dinosaur to the cast.
The Harlem Globetrotters show up, like, again, cosmonauts. Yeah, they really...
This is a jump the shark type of show. Like the show, I guess, kind of needs it. And it's obviously it's made to be a little more hokey than other shows we've covered. But yeah, this one gets real goofy. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, we've kind of covered the whole episode. I don't know if you guys have much else. I mean, we've already kind of gone over a bunch of facts about the show.
I just have one other thing that was the trivia for this show is miles long. So if you're interested, go read it. There's a lot of stuff in there. But with the other thing in here that I just wanted to point out was Sherwood Schwartz wanted to model each character after the 7 deadly sins. And that Gilligan was supposed to be sloth, Skipper was supposed to be wrath, the Professor pride, Mr. Howell greed, Mrs. Howell gluttony, Ginger lust, and Marianne envy. I thought was a really strange...
Why is Marianne envy?
Leftover.
Yeah.
So it turns into 7. It's like, I didn't want to fuck her. They made me put the knife on.
What's in the box?
What's in the cave?
And this is Sharon Schwartz, like, confirmed, not like fan theory, like...
Yeah, no, it was just said that that's his initial idea was to model them after that.
But maybe at that point it kind of got away from it by the time the show went to air, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
He also said, too, that he wanted to be like, again, like the real world, right? Where he's like, put a bunch of different people together. They should be able to get along with each other. That's like society, right? Like we should always be able to get along with people. That was like his idea. Doesn't always work, clearly, but...
it's weird because it doesn't have any like good syndication right now. Like I'm kind of shocked it's not on any of the streamers at the moment.
Turner had it when we were kids, and it was on TBS all the time. It was like wrestling, the Braves, this, and Eddie Griffith all the time.
Yeah, to
on
not
TBS.
even be on like one of the shitty ones with ads, you know what I mean? Like Pluto or something. Like I'm just kind of shocked that like you can't access Gilligan's Island easily at the moment. It just doesn't feel right because it was so accessible before. But to close this episode out and kind of put a lid on the rest of Mother's Month, I think time to get to the green light or cancel. Berg, start with you. It's your mom's pick.
Gonna be a green light from me. You know I'm a sucker for a good theme song, and this starts with a good theme song. It certainly has holes in it, but it's a different time. It's meant to be cartoony, so it's really hard to pick on some of the stuff they do just based on that's just this established universe that everything's a little cartoony. If I was just seeing this without knowing what I know about the rest of the show, I would genuinely want to watch the next episode, see how they live on this island, how they get by. It's like same as people liking Lost these days, you know? I mean, I hate Lost, but that's a different story. But yeah, green light from me. Love you, Mom.
Joe.
I love my mom and all of your moms. And I loved this show as a kid, but watching this back now, I like just couldn't not be mad at it. I just didn't enjoy it the way I used to as a kid. The whole thing about the boat, we're like, why is a billionaire on this fucking boat with somebody who won a contest? Why is this major movie star on it? And then it just goes and goes. There's a lot I love about it. I love the Bridge and the River Kwai stuff. I think Jim Backus as Thurston Howell III is like the saving grace of this show. He's so fucking funny. But this is one of those shows that happens to us a lot. We were like, as a kid, I love this, and I wish I never rewatched it because it would live in my head as this like funny, perfect show. And it did not. Also, this is tough when you look up everybody. Everybody's fucking dead because everybody was born so long ago. Like it hurts.
Yeah.
It makes you feel old too, right? We were like, I watched this as a kid. They didn't seem that old. They all died before we were in high school for the most part. Like, ooh, it's so hard. But
At least you don't have to worry about hurting any of their feelings when we talk bad about them.
that is true. I think it was Marianne where on a Wikipedia. I was like, oh, I think she's still alive. And it was like, no, she's like the last one to go. Bummer. Ooh,
That was like
but-
5 years ago, I think, too.
So again, I wish it lived and loomed in my head. I think though, if you showed this to a kid, much like the Three Stooges, they would find it funny still. I don't think it would like live in a world where it wasn't modern enough. I just think that when you watch it analytically, hard to give it a green light. So it's a weird, surprising cancel for me.
Nick.
Yeah, the analytical part of me wants to cancel this show. The nostalgic part of me wants to greenlight this show. I don't know where to go, but I think ultimately I had fun watching it. And so I'm going to greenlight it. And there's plenty wrong with this show, but I think there's enough that's, endearing and fun about it that makes me want to. And don't forget that there is the subplot of them being trapped on the island. I think Ferg kind of touched on this, that there's the story there that does that makes you kind of want to see where it goes, right? So aside from all the weird holes and the plot devices they need to like jam into this show to make it work, it's just it was an entertaining show, and I'm interested to see how they what they do with this cast and the story involved with it. But it's a tough one. It's not the easiest green light I've ever come up with, but it's a green light.
Gordo.
Yeah, I'm going to greenlight it too. It was just goofy and fun. I don't know why Joe, of all people, hates it, but it's just fun. You do want to see what ends up happening on this island. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. It doesn't pretend like it's going to be serious. I think if it presented itself as something serious, then I would cancel it. But it didn't. I laughed. Gordo, one smart Marubi. Green light.
I struggle with this one a little bit. I said in the beginning, this is one of those ones that's not meant for our kind of show because you're being analytical with stuff that doesn't make sense. The show, it definitely had its fun parts. And then there were like things that like bothered me. Like I mentioned a couple of times when they're on the raft, and I felt like they didn't know how to get out of stuff. So they would just move forward and ignore it. So like, oh, sharks. Oh no, like we're sinking. And they just like, oh, toodaloo, and we move forward. So there's stuff like that. I defended this when it came up in another one of our episodes because a lot of these older shows are kind of like this, but the pacing was a little slow for me in this one too at times, and I actually found myself clock watching a lot more than I have in recent episodes. So I know I like Gilligan's Island as a show, and it is one of those shows that only gets goofier from here. Like we talked about how a band ends up on the island, and then somehow that band's going to get off the island, but the rest of them aren't, right? Like, so that's how this show kind of works after that. And I think that stuff's fun. But with this episode here, a few too many things kind of caught me a little off. So I'm going to give it the cancel. With that being said, that's still 3 out of 5. So congratulations to Gilligan's Island. You still get the pass. I want to thank all of you guys for listening. I want to thank our moms for picking shows for this month. We got to do a lot of kind of classic shows that we probably have been avoiding doing for too long for some reason. So thank you for those suggestions. We all collectively love you guys. And then as far as all of you listening goes, we love you too because our moms don't listen to our show at all. So thank you to everyone who listens. Go to S1E1 Pod. Yeah,
I showed my mom Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, all right. Well, if you ever listen to this one, it's going to be Ferg trying to make people eat cum all the episode.
I will not be showing my mom this episode.
So thank you everyone for listening. S1E1pod.com is where you can find the links to all our places. Follow us on all our socials. Hit us up. Like I said, we love getting messages from you guys, so keep it up. Until then, until next week, we will see you again. So thank you. Goodbye.
I think we got the best fat bush.